city of Harvey, once a thriving Chicago suburb, has become a national story. Headlines about its pension crisis have been everywhere, and for years now the city has become synonymous with financial recklessness and political corruption. But just as Harvey began falling into a downward spiral, there can be a way out of it. This is Forgotten Illinois, and today we're talking to the people of Harvey about how to fix a broken city in a broken state. Politicians, whether locally, at the state level, or nationally, may have turned their backs on Harvey. But citizen-led efforts, if residents can rally around them, can be a major catalyst for change.
Once again, good afternoon and welcome to the Harvey Community Coalition. The purpose of this meeting is to bring together all the citizens of Harvey to focus on exercising their rights and responsibilities to the government of Harvey, Illinois.
The Harvey Community Coalition meets regularly to address concerns and discuss ways forward for the community. They have more detailed conversations that the media and elected officials aren't having about Harvey.
As a city, we're concerned with everything that was mentioned here. But one of the important things is having transparency in our governmental entities. For example, the park district, the school board, the library board, and all of those. There's no transparency, and you have board members that are just making decisions that affect the residents, and the residents are not getting any services. Harvey has become a dump yard.
Yes, it is.
It is a dumping ground.
This is the first time I attended this meeting, but there have been a lot of things seething in my spirit, and obviously yours as well. Harvey lacks leadership for the city, for the community. Harvey lacks direction for the city. There is no vision for Harvey. And the book I subscribe to says, where there is no vision, people perish. And you can see the destruction and the perishing of Harvey if you just get in your car and drive around the block. There is no accountability. You bring some information before the city officials and you are treated like the villain. But you don't put that off on a community and expect to thrive, expect to grow, expect to attract people. And more than that, one of the points we have here is attracting industry. What do you have out here that would be attractive? Absolutely nothing.
The biggest challenge for a group like the Coalition is just motivating people to take action, to cure apathy that has beset a once prominent city. Cheryl Jones and Woodrow Nunn, who both serve as part of the group's leadership, are fighting to do just that. You guys both moved here in the mid-'80s, and I'm just wondering what's different from the time that you moved here then compared to now in the city of Harvey.
There were stores. There was a 5 and 10 cent store. There's a bakery, and it's all gone now. Now everything is either boarded up or burnt out. That's all up on 154th Street, the Strip.
So when and why did things start to change? When and why did those businesses leave?
We lost that industry because of the economical times. They relied too heavily on what was already here, then also on the property taxes for the homes that are here. So it was not, okay, if this business moves, let's bring something else in. And if it was a new industry brought in, it was either a used car lot or a liquor/gas station, and it's like, wait a minute. That's not what we're looking for.
Property taxes are relatively high.
Right.
How do citizens deal with that in Harvey? The fact that you're not dealing with millionaires and billionaires, but the property tax levy is a burden.
We go back to Mr. Barrios, and his whole thing of how he has done the low-income areas when it comes to property tax, evaluating how they're based. But that affects us as a whole because we've also had to prop up our property taxes, raise them, how much they evaluate them for because of our pension fund.
Let's take a real issue that people know about outside Harvey now, and people in Chicago and kind of
Well, we're national now, right?
National because of this issue with the pensions and police and fire personnel losing their jobs. What is the attitude of the leadership in the city?
The budgetary constraints are there. What comes in has to go out. At the end of the year, if you got too much, you haven't been doing something. If you don't have enough, you're doing something that you had no business doing.
What does success look like for you guys? What does a successful Harvey look like for you guys down the road?
In order for us to have success, we have to have government that is run correctly by people who are knowledgeable. That people who are, if they're not knowledgeable, they are open to learn. Not closed-minded individuals who just want to keep the status quo.
Chuck Givens, who has been a Harvey resident for more than 4 decades, has been witnessing the decline from the beginning. But, as he puts it, has also seen potential that hasn't been tapped into. So Chuck, what year did you move to Harvey?
1971. We had a lot of stores, and over the years they gradually moved away. Dixie Square was one of the first indoor malls in the whole country. We had all these big stores in that mall. Slowly but surely, smaller businesses going in, the big business went out. We did not realize that the things had changed. Changes came, we were too slow to react to it. The money that the state of Illinois had went north and went west. We're neglected, and consequently, the poor people have migrated here from Chicago. My idea is that this here is going to be the next great future area in the whole state of Illinois. It's the south suburbs. We got the infrastructure, we got the location, and we don't have the grid like they have out north and out west. The Canadian National is the biggest railroad in the United States. It goes from sea to sea and from border to border. No other railroad does that. And the first stop is Harvey. This is a hub.
The younger generations haven't necessarily realized how hard Harvey has fallen. Albert Abney was born and raised in the city, but he didn't realize truly the hardships Harvey had until he traveled the world serving in the Navy. He's back in Harvey now, raising a family of his own just down the street from where he grew up, and he wants the city to be a more promising one than it's been. What's different when you grew up down here to now raising your own family in the same area?
Well, the people I grew up with, they're either in Harvey. I know a couple of my friends, they're homeless. A couple of my friends are on drugs. The people who made it, they moved out. So that's what Harvey is. It's like you talk to the kids, and what they want to do when they graduate, they want to leave.
What are some things that Harvey can do to bounce back?
We need businesses in Harvey. If there's not a lot of businesses to tax, the small amount of businesses that we have, they tax them more. And sooner or later, if they don't draw a profit, they leave, and then we won't have anything. Even my daughter wants to move away. My daughter asks, like, hey, when we gonna move away from Harvey? What I'm trying to instill in them is that when things are messed up, you can't leave. If everybody left when things were bad, the civil rights movement never would have happened. And that's what I want my kids to realize, that if something's not right, you could fix it. You gotta be empowered to fix it, and it might take a lifetime, but it's worth it.